Hello everyone, thank you for listening and watching. My name is Nefertiti and you can find my information in the description box below. So I have a channeled message for you in this video regarding Black Magick. As I'm making this video, Saturn has just gone direct in Aquarius. It is October 11th, 2021. And I'm going to do a separate video on Saturn's energy with pick a card or pick an energy reading so that you can get some specifics about your information and your energy. But I wanted to talk about this, a couple of messages I got from Spirit. So when we think about Black Magick, we think about, hexes and like hocus pocus and people, doing like rituals and actually putting effort into trying to send someone negative energy. And this is true, right? People do actually engage in this type of activity. But Black Magick encompasses a lot more than just rituals, right? If we think about manifestation, if we think about anything in this universe that we're trying to create, intention is everything. So having said that, that opens up a wider realm of possibilities when it comes to Black Magick, right? Intention is connected to our thinking. So, for example, let's talk about the twin flame connection, specifically the telepathy that occurs between twin flames. Now, keep in mind, telepathy is not totally attributed to twin flames, right? Telepathy is just an extrasensory perception, but it happens to be one that is specific to the twin flame union, right? These two people that are an individualized expression of one soul, of one flame, have the ability to communicate with each other spiritually, right? So when it comes to Black Magick, telepathy can be used for this purpose, right? So if you're in separation with your twin, for example, and they're constantly sending you telepathic messages that are sexual in nature, that are manipulative, meaning they're trying to pull you towards them because perhaps they're the chaser, or excuse me, they're the runner and you're the chaser. And we know those roles flip back and forth along this crazy fucked up journey, right? But generally speaking, it's the runner that's doing the telepathic pulling, if you will, on the chaser. Now, keep in mind, awareness is key with all of this. So if you are in a runner-chaser dynamic and you're aware that telepathy is being used in this way, then you don't have to be subjected to it. You don't have to give in, if you will, right? If you know what's going on, then you have the ability to make some changes to protect yourself. So when it comes to Black Magick, again, telepathy can be used in this way, and it can be used intentionally, right? So let's stay with the twin flame dynamic just so that I can keep this all in context, because it is Mercury retrograde, so I don't want to get all over the place. But let's say, for example, one of the twins is toxic, okay? Usually it's the divine masculine. And I'm saying that because in this particular lifetime that we're in now, the vast majority of the toxicity has come from the divine masculine energy. We can see this in the collective. We can see this in our personal lives, okay? That's just the facts. So if you have a toxic divine masculine that is spiritually inclined, okay, let's just say that. Let's say he's aware that he can send energy out to people. He's aware that he is also manipulative and doesn't have good intentions, right? He's low vibrational. He's a low vibrational divine masculine, and he's using his spiritual gifts to perform Black Magick, to manipulate their twin or other people, to manipulate situations, right? So they may or may not be doing rituals, but the Black Magick could also be them constantly thinking about you, constantly sending you negative energy, constantly sending you low vibes, right? This could be intentionally or unintentionally. But let's say, for example, that it's intentional, okay? So this is creating a lot of negative karma, right? This type of black magic sabotages the connection because telepathy is not meant to be used in that way, first of all. And when you're constantly sending out telepathic messages, you are making the connection subject to interference, to spiritual interference, because as you're communicating, you're not the only person that he hears or sees that, or the other, you're not the only energies that are perceiving of this communication, right? The karmic energy sees it as well, especially if you're not using spiritual protection, which a lot of masculines that are in toxic, low vibrational energy don't, because of the arrogance and the pride, right? Sometimes they think they're even smarter than spirit, which is why they're trying to manipulate the situation in the first place. Because if they can get the divine feminine, for example, to come to them, then they don't have to heal. They don't have to work on themselves. But as long as there is a separation of some sort, when there's toxicity in the connection, if there's a separation, then healing has the possibility, the potential to occur. Mind you, I said potential, right? Because we have free will. We can choose not to heal. We can choose to stay in our own toxic karmic cycle and create situations with other karmics and still continue to get lessons. But with Saturn direct, right? And this being fall 2021, as I'm sending this message out, as I'm channeling this message, there is a lot of karmic energy about, right? It's harvest time. So it is what it is, right? Fate in that regard is inevitable. What you give out comes back to you. So if you are being manipulated by black magic, there are some things you can do to protect yourself. First of all, make sure that your energy is cleansed, right? Practice good spiritual hygiene, taking spiritual baths, saging yourself, saging your home, making sure that your children are energetically cleansed as well. And there's lots of ways to do that. But do what you're guided to do to keep yourself cleansed and protected. You want to cleanse first and then protect. Okay? You don't want to protect the negativity if it's in there. You want to cleanse that out and then protect, right? So that would be number 2, I guess, or 1A. The second, I'm going to just call that 1, right? So the second tip would be to send the negative energy back. So once you've cleansed and protected, you want to send that energy somewhere, because remember, energy is neither created or destroyed. It just changes form, right? So you can transmute it if you want to. And sometimes you can do that, right? And that in this instance, when I'm talking about the divine masculine, divine feminine, toxic connection that needs to be healed, for example, if you are able to heal, right, really do your shadow work based on the black magic, based on the energy that was sent to you, then you are transmuting that energy. You're transmuting that karma. But if you have done the work on yourself, and you continue to do the work on yourself, you're committed to your light working journey. You're committed to being of service to humanity. And you've done your work, then you don't have to transmute somebody else's energy. Send that shit back. So that's the second tip, is to do a return to sender, quote unquote, spell, right? And again, if this resonates with you, take it. But do something to where you're sending that energy back, right? Clearing that energy away from you, because it's not yours and you don't want to manifest with that, right? Because that's not your intention. That's somebody else's intention, and it's not a good intention. So send it back. You wouldn't keep a pair, some shoes or something that didn't fit, or some clothing that didn't fit. If you were able to take it back, you're going to return it because it doesn't fit. So do the same thing with the energy, right? And the third and final tip kind of links back to number 1, is be willing to do the shadow work, because as you cleanse and align your energy, you're going to vibrate higher. you vibrate, the harder it is for you to be manipulated, infiltrated, affected by black magic, if at all, because you'll be aware of it. You'll be able to see it from that higher perspective. You'll be able to understand exactly what's going on, and then you can make a conscious choice to remove yourself from that situation. Or you can choose to stay stuck in the pain. It's up to you. But if you know better, then do better, right? But again, it takes that awareness. It takes you doing that work so that you can understand exactly what's going on, so that you can trust your intuition, trust your spirit team's guidance, and follow it, right? So I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to speaking to you again really soon. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.